crossing the border from Mexico into Texas. And at this time, I'm going to sign my directive to Colonel McCraw, the director of the Texas Department of Public Safety. To get that project underway immediately for the zero tolerance and the inspections that will be taking place. Second, to help local officials whose communities are being overwhelmed by hordes of illegal immigrants who are being dropped off by the Biden administration. Texas is providing charter buses to send these illegal immigrants who have been dropped off by the Biden administration to Washington, D.C. We are sending them to the United States Capitol, where the Biden administration will be able to more immediately address the needs of the people that they are allowing to come across our border. To get that going, I'm going to send a letter to Chief Nim Kidd with the Texas Division of Emergency Management, who will be in charge of this operation. Together, and to recap on these, what Colonel McCraw is charged to do is, in this letter, I say that I hereby direct the Texas Department of Public Safety to conduct.
It is Friday, 7:02 a.m. This is Good Morning Brazil, and my name is Frankie Olivo. We start off with breaking news. Overnight, we got word that more atrocities from the war in Ukraine took place. Now, war is not beautiful. We have seen time and time again how these past few weeks we have heard of war crimes being alleged by the Russian soldiers and government. Well, just last night we had another atrocity happen. We got word that over 30 people, as of right now, 30 people confirmed, 30 people dead after a rocket hit a train station in the city of Kamerstoke. Now, this is very interesting because this was an area designed for bringing in people to make sure that they evacuate the city, evacuate the country. We have heard time and time again how the Russian government has said that they are not killing women, not killing children. They are taking into consideration these individuals throughout this time. Well, this morning they launched this missile. And again, we have to be very careful. Whenever war occurs, you know, it's not beautiful, and I understand, and I'm not condoning anything at all. But what I want to convey to you is that not everything that happens happens according to how it happens. Like, did the Russians do this on purpose? Did they, purposely launch a missile? It is being alleged on Twitter, it is blowing up on Twitter, that they warned on their state government channel for individuals to evacuate this. Or is it the Ukrainians who they themselves are doing this? Because we have seen, and before you say, Frankie, why would the Ukrainian people do this to themselves? Let's go back. How long has it been that we have seen the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, time and time again on the tube? He's been on the Oscars. He's been on Good Morning America. He's been on every news agency allowed. And what is he saying? He's asking for help. What have we seen? Nobody's really helping. Yes, the U.S. government has brought on sanctions. Yes, they have just recently passed $500 million for more artillery, equipment, food, etc. But really, has anybody from the West really gone in and said, hey, this is my little brother, don't mess with Ukraine? We really haven't seen that. So again, playing conspiracy theorist, is this Ukraine's last pitch to the West of saying, hey, look what they're doing, they're killing innocent people? Or is this really Ukraine? Is this really Russia who is not respecting the laws of war, so to speak? So again, overnight, we did get word that confirmed at least 30 people were killed in a train station as they were trying to evacuate the country. How will this accelerate things on our side from the West? That remains to be seen. But again, this could only lead to possibly harder sanctions or really forcing the world to go up against Putin. Good morning, Joe. How's it going? Happy Friday, my man. Hope you have a good weekend. Hope you have a good one. Good morning, Good morning, Raymond. Good morning, Ray. How's it going? Hope you have a good Friday, Royal. Hi, Frankie. Bastard Putin, like Bucha civilians. Yes, and that has been another travesty. But again, are these individuals purposely doing that? And the reason why I say this, doctor, is because Putin is a very smart man. You know, he's a KGBT, an ex-CIA, who rose up the ranks in the 90s and eventually became president. And we have seen how this guy thinks like an assassin. He thinks like a military man. He is not no average Joe Biden. Um, you know, so whenever these things happen, I take into account a lot of consideration. Now, do you think they're going to deliberately just bomb these people, knowing and they're scouting? They're saying, okay, where are they people? Where are they not? Now, are they targeting large groups of people? I don't know. I hope not. But again, all is fair in love and war. That is the saying, unfortunately. War is brutal. But at the same time, is this really Russia doing this on a large scale, knowing that, hey, if we do this, the world is going to act against us? But again, you never know. Good morning, TGIF. Good morning, Raymond. Happy Friday, my man. I need to catch a Lopez Lobos baseball game. Thanks for reminding me. Killed. Yes, I do remember that. Remember 9/11. Hey, if you want to go conspiracy route, Royal, 9/11, many alleged, the history of the United States is mirrored by conspiracy theorists or allegations that its own government went through this. You know, we heard about the 90s where they tried to blow it up back in the day. It didn't work, wasn't successful. 20 plus years later, I don't know. You said it, I didn't, Royal. Good morning. It's really Russia. Again, on a larger scale, Erasmo, would they really piss off the world even more? Or do they just don't? And that's Putin's persona. No, it has been like, hey, screw the West. You know, that has been his persona so far. But again, it is Russia. As of right now, we'll see what happens. Good morning, Ms. Garcia. Happy Friday. Hope you have a good day. It is turned out to be nice and chilly on my part of town over here by the airport. But again, how will moving forward, how will the United States and the West react to this tragic event? Again, 30 people, as of right now, 30 people killed in an airstrike, in a missile strike. As of right now, all fingers are pointing to Putin. How will the United States, how will the West respond to this? That remains to be seen. It's underestimated the resolve of the Ukrainian people. We'll see. They have been strong, and you know what better way to see your leader, your commander in chief, to be out there in the trenches, to be out there in the bulletproof vest. It is very, very empowering to see their leader like that. So shout out to Zelensky. Good morning. That's what you're doing, reporting. What are you doing, reporting again? Thanks. What you are doing, reporting again. Thank you so much, Virginia. It was a while since I was off the tube, but thank you so much for being yourself and reaching out and being a friend. I really, really appreciate the words of encouragement throughout my time off. So to see you on here again and just reminding me of doing what I enjoy doing, it brings a smile to my face. So thank you so much. Hope you have a great Friday and God bless. There is footage on tanks calling out squadron of Russians. Yes, I did see that right when I was coming on, but I wasn't able to verify. Supposedly, I read right before I got on that on their Russian news state agency channel, they reported, hey, stay away from these areas. I don't know what. Is that true? I don't know. A lot of information is coming and going. So we just have to be very careful about what we see out there. There's footage of the tanks. Yes. They figure they'll be in and out in over a month. It's faltering. It's really Russia. You know, that's kind of embarrassing. But again, Ukraine is huge. So for an undertaking of sieging of this magnitude is going to be tough. But you are right. I think the Russians underestimated the how long it would take. It has been over a month now, it seems, no? And they really haven't taken over many cities. I think they did take over the capital, but was it taken back? I don't know. It doesn't look good. What is happening with SpaceX? We'll be talking about that, Doctor. We'll be talking about that in our feature story in just a few moments. Thank you so much. Buenos dias, amigo, Mr. Garcia. Buenos dias. I do have an assignment for you, Mr. Garcia. Today, the Porter Cowboys will be traveling to Corpus Christi. They traveled yesterday to Corpus Christi. We will present that to the community. They play today at 12 p.m. In Cannabis Field, if I'm not mistaken. Cannabis or Cannabis? Don't ask. 12 p.m. If you're free, cruise by, get an update. I need reporting live on the scene, my man. Have a happy Friday. And now, of course, everyone's favorite segment, the weather. We woke up to a chilly morning today. At least I did. I always sleep with the fan on. I'm one of those that even though it's 20, 30, 40, 50 degrees, I still got to have the fan on. Well, today should be a comfortable day. We are compared to yesterday, no, but we are looking at a chilly day. It is 81 degrees right now in Brownsville, Harlingen 83, and the South Padre Island boys, the Cabrera boys, are looking at a cool 72 degrees. Again, it is going to be a hot weekend. It seems like for at least till Thursday. But again, stay hydrated. Go out to the beach if you can. It is a beautiful time. It is getting around the summertime, perfect time to enjoy the beach. So it is going to be a hot day. Enjoy the cool day for today, but after today, it is going to be a hot day. Now for sports, Major League Baseball. Thank God they're involved in a strike for a couple weeks, but yesterday was opening day for the 2022 MLB baseball season. It was exciting to see. I'm a baseball fanatic, so I was working. I had two screens on. I was watching the Masters on one and opening day with the Chicago Cubs and the Milwaukee Brewers. Good thing to have baseball back. If you guys can, make sure to catch the Astros. They did open and they did win, if I'm not mistaken, against the Los Angeles Angels. They won't be in Houston. The Astros won't be in Houston until late April. They will be on the road for the first 2 weeks. Tiger Woods, y'all. The Masters did start yesterday. For a 46-year-old coming back from a severe injury, Tiger Woods looked pretty dominant out there. He looked strong. But again, it is Tiger Woods. I think he's been the first golfer / athlete or first golfer that I could know, that benches 315 pounds when he was healthy before that episode with his wife, before he got hurt. But when he was in his prime, this guy was repping 315 for a golfer. I used to see John Daly, smoking Reds and drinking Miller Lite on the golf course. So to see Tiger Woods back on the course, it was a beautiful thing. And we did have a leaderboard. As of right now, we do have EM with -5 and Smith in second place. So it is the Masters will be going on all the way through Sunday. So hopefully Tiger goes deep in the Masters, and he'll be wearing his casual red on Sunday. We'll be rooting for him. And also, we had a little send off. Our students from Canales yesterday sent off the Porter Cowboys. How they will be in Corpus, Chilo. So make sure you try your best to go. Island weekend con Albert. Yeah, I'm going to the island this weekend. He just doesn't know it yet, so don't tell him, please. But our Canales boys and girls and faculty and staff did send off our Porter Cowboys as they traveled to Corpus. It was cool how they were up there on the bridge out there. They made signs. They were cheering them on. It was pretty cool. At Porter, before they left, they did the cruise to Canales. Our band, our cheerleaders at Porter, we're sending off our boys. And once again, today is the day. They play at 12 p.m. I will try to get the link. I hope that Rio Sports Live is broadcasting it. If not, like I said, I will have my correspondent Isidro Garcia report live to give us the updates. If not, I'm sure I can count on my friend Mr. Morales from Porter, Julian Morales, to give me the updates. So I'll keep you posted on that. It's a media military battle as well. It's chess. It is chess, Royal. That's why I'm kind of cautious. And again, once something's reported, we report it and then we always confirm, hey, we check with our sources, we check with different media news outlets. But again, with war, we have to be very careful because who does it? It could be anybody. Why? Because the world is watching right now, it seems. play ball. Yeah, baseball. Good morning, go Astros. They do open up April 25th against the Toronto Blue Jays, if I'm not mistaken. Good morning, Frankie. Nice to see you back on the tube. El Erasmo, ya me aburrió, pero no le di. Yeah, just don't tell him. I only watch because of Maggie and because of Sam, to be honest. But don't tell him, because then he'll get mad and stuff. But everybody knows it's not late night with Erasmo. It's late night with Maggie and Sam. And legal news. Yesterday, the first African-American woman, Jackson, was confirmed by the Senate to be the next Supreme Court justice. She will not take the bench until the summer, until June or July. We have seen how these past few days she has been grilled by the senators, asking her questions such as, "How do you define a woman?" And it was interesting because she said, "I'm not a biologist," and I thought, you have to be a biologist to I think she said biologist. She's like, they asked her, how do you define a woman? And it all goes back to the transgender athlete that, competed against women, and that has been the topic of discussion. And one of the questions that was asked by, for a judge was, how do you define a woman? And it's like, what the heck? Like, I'm not a biologist, but we saw she was composed. She's got an excellent resume. So she will be the first African-American woman. Now we will have two African-Americans. But that remains to be seen, because that judge's wife was involved in January 6th riot, and that's a different story. But here we have the newly elected. Yeah, she was sworn. She won by a victory of 53 yes to 47 no. And it was interesting to see how she was watching. She was watching the election take place, and President Biden was there with her, with Keisha Brown Jackson, on Thursday for this historical vote that paves the way for her to become the first Black woman in the highest court in the nation. So how will her ideas and philosophies shape America moving forward? That remains to be seen. But she does seem fair and impartial. So we already have the first Latina in Sotomayor. Now we have the first African-American woman. So it's good to see. But again, we'll be following her. I need to look into her cases. Just to get a feel of her ideology. That way we can have a better idea of how she will rule later on. The same thing with Kavanaugh when he was sworn in. The whole thing was that he fondled or took advantage of someone. That was the main story, but we didn't hear about the way his rulings, his previous rulings, his track record, and that gives us an idea how moving forward they could rule. Again, just an idea, but I'm a nerd. I like to do things like that. Buenos dias, señor. Good morning, Sam. How's it going? Happy Friday, my man. See you on at 9. Hola, Pauline. How's it going? Happy Friday. I need to go try. Is that Starbucks open already in Westico? But again, here in Brownsville, it's all about the human being, guys. If you haven't stopped by already, after the tube, I'm gonna go stop by and get me some coffee. You know how it is. Morning, Gilbert. How's it going, my man? Hope you have a smooth drive to San Benito. Happy Friday, my man. Have a great day. Say hello to the sister and the parents. Morning, Maida. How's it going? Happy Friday. Thank you so much for stopping by. Good morning, Frankie. Happy Friday. I made it. Yes. It's been a while. Thank you so much. How was your boy's birthday this past week? I hope you had a great day. Thank you so much for stopping by, and hope you have a better Friday. Thank you so much. Now, in local news, we opened up today's show with Governor Abbott. He was in Westico yesterday and talking about Title 42. During President Trump's administration, Title 42 was created to prevent asylum seekers and migrants to crossing the border because of COVID-19. This has been in effect for the past 2 going on 3 years. And we have seen how that has affected a lot of commute, a lot of travel to and from neighboring countries. And it also has affected the local economy. What it's interesting to see is that the Republicans and Democrats, it's always like a jab. I throw a jab, you throw a jab. We have seen how the federal government here locally in Brownsville has been dropping off a large number of migrants and just pretty much letting them be. We do not know, or we do not have any information as to what agreements the federal government has with the local cities, the local entities, how much money is given, what are the guidelines, what are the expectations, for how long. We don't have too much of that. All we have is, all we see on the TV is migrants being dropped off in the city of Brownsville and where they're being housed and things like that. Well, Governor Abbott in Wesco yesterday just announced that, hey, he's going to be sending off these migrants, bus full of migrants, to Washington. And you will say, hey, why are you spending money on stuff like that? It's politics. We go back to the Democrats when they did that Occupy Washington, when the reps and the senators from Texas, they got on a bus and they all took off to Washington. We had Alex Dominguez, our local representative at the time. He was part of that group of the Democrats. Same thing with the Republicans. Now, I'm not condoning. I'm not saying, spend our money and, send a statement. It's all rhetoric. It's all politics, unfortunately. But Governor Abbott has been very, very vocal about President Biden's open borders. We have seen how there's video. If I could bring this up, there's video of the Coast Guard that they're now being trained to combat, because at the end of the day, once Title 42 opens up, we really don't know the large quantity. We could just imagine the large quantity of individuals that will be crossing the border. So Governor Abbott did recently announce yesterday that there will be a change in the way Texas handles this event. And it's interesting to see how they've already been training them. This is the National Guard. They're preparing for riots. They're preparing for large amounts of people. Again, we are expecting mass migration to take place once Title 42 is taken off the table by the Democrats. So again, will South Texas, and this will be along the border, along Laredo, along McAllen, along the Rio Grande Valley border. Now, how would we see the city of Brownsville? Is it going to be militarized? Is it going to be a war zone type of thing where now they'll be in tactical gear and chasing down these migrants? It remains to be seen. But the interesting thing is that we have seen how now there has been a constant battle between the state and federal, the state and the federal government. We have seen how time and time again seems to be no communication, whether that be because we have a Republican governor and a Democratic administration, possibly. But we have seen how the state is now fighting back. The mayor of McAllen, Villalobos, did announce that he will be expecting a rise in immigrants in the Rio Grande Valley and in McAllen. We have to be prepared for this. Now, Governor Abbott is taking on this stance of having militarized national troops on foot, embracing for impact, it seems. Yeah, Starbucks says Wesco is off bridge, is open now, so the other Starbucks is emptier. I don't watch the news, so I appreciate your summary show. Thank you so much for tuning in, and that's the point of the show. Somebody said, are you left, are you right? I'm like, no, I'm American. I always try to present the good and the bad. I'm not here to convert nobody. That has never been my point. What we do here at Good Morning Brownsville is present the information to our community, and we want you to decide how you feel about certain topics. Thank you so much for tuning in. Is Mariscos Buffet at Carolina's for lunch? Nice. On Old Padre Highway. It's next to Carolina's. Is next to McDonald's on Four Corners, no? Right? Good morning, Olivo. Good morning, Sherry. How's it going? Say hello to Mikey and your grandkids. Thousands of millions of dollars are spent daily on aliens coming to close the border. I thought you meant extraterrestrial aliens, but that is an argument. And again, we have seen a stark contrast, Royal, from President Trump's administration. We're going to build a border wall. We're going to be stricter on who comes and goes, to President Biden opening up the borders. It seems martial law. That's what it seems like, Royal. But again, Is this categorized, I guess, for the safety of the civilians? I don't know if they think they're going to riot, they're going to take over. I hope not. Frankie is on the Cougar party. Gee, it's too early. ¿Por qué me descubras tan temprano? It's Friday. At the Four Corners. Yes, Carolina's on Four Corners. Good stuff. Olivo Frankie lunch Saturday, same place. Let's do it. Sounds like a plan. Saturday at, should I announce it to the world? Saturday, yes, I will. I'll be there. So interesting to see how this will affect us moving forward. We will be seeing military, National Guard troops in our local area. It seems that way. And now for our feature story. Goodbye, SpaceX. We have seen recently how Congressman Vicente Gonzalez came out on the Herald and stated that there's no way that SpaceX is leaving. He said, hey, they have spent millions, if not billions of dollars. They have active lobbyists, fighting for space exploration and trying to get it through a lot of loopholes. And they're heavily invested, in South Texas and Florida. They're just as invested in South Texas as they are in Florida. And there's no way that SpaceX is leaving. Well, we just got confirmation a few days ago that the U.S. Army Corporation of Engineers, they just informed SpaceX in a letter, which was back in March. But again, it takes time for the news to trickle in, of course, that the permit application for an expansion of Starbase, that the complex at Boca Chica, which we all love, has been withdrawn due to lack of information. And the thing that has been holding it up has been this environmental study. And, they said that SpaceX, they did not provide any follow-up information regarding the proposed expansion that would affect, again, 17 acres of land in Boca Chica, which, as we all know, is designated and protected by the Environmental Protection Agency, and it is an adequate resource of the natural importance by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services, which, again, is very critical for habitat for federally listed species. So they can't just go in and, build. And we have been very, we have been monitoring this story because, again, our crown jewel right now for Brownsville is SpaceX. Right now, the only thing that has been popping in South Texas is SpaceX, and we have seen how people from the UK, people from Holland, from all across the US and all across the globe, they've been coming to Brownsville to visit SpaceX and to see what's all this fuss about. So we have seen an increase in traffic. We have seen an increase in taxes. We have seen an increase in market values for our properties. Some have not welcomed that, of course. But we have seen this all because of SpaceX. Now, could we lose our jewel right before our eyes? And again, Papi Musk has always said that Brownsville would be the launching pad to Mars. And we thought, oh my God, we are going to launch from Mars. Well, throughout time, we have heard that, hey, this is just where we build prototypes and we have, test runs and things like that. But our main launching pad will be from Florida. But again, what would this mean to our local economy? How would this change? And again, if they did leave, what would that mean? How will these homeowners be affected? Because as we all know, it is very hard for you to see it. And we have seen property value skyrocket. Houses that went from 60, 80,000 are now double, or now 180 to 20. Now, when the value goes up, the taxes go up. What's going to happen if they leave? What's going to happen if one day they say, you know what? It wasn't what we thought it was going to be. There's a lot of loopholes. This environmental study isn't going the way we wanted. Brownsville will just be, JV. and Florida will be our varsity. We'll focus on Florida. That will be our launching spot. How will that affect our local economy? As of right now, everybody's excited. There is a buzz with SpaceX. Who wouldn't want to have, the world's richest man, possibly the first trillionaire once it's all said and done in our backyard? We were going crazy when we saw him with the Speedo Papa, a sombrero. You think we want to lose that? He's created a buzz. He's created, he has been that economic boom that we needed. Brownsville, for whatever reason, and it's, that's the debate. That's the argument. We have a zoo, a port, 2 beaches, Matamoros. What else? We have it all. Now, SpaceX, you bring that into the picture, that should be the nucleus for success, one would think. But again, we have the environmentalists on the other side. We have heard how people who actually still live in Boca Chica Beach, who have a ranch in Boca Chica Beach, are tired of seeing updates from our county judge from closing off for X amount of hours their access to their homes. We have heard how people at Boca Chica Village, how they have been offered, pennies to the dollar because they do want to convert that area into Starbase Texas. Now, goodbye SpaceX. What would that mean to our local economy? Do we see ourselves being okay with SpaceX? Again, Papi Musk. He is a very smart individual. I think of him as Da Vinci, as an Einstein, somebody that is very smart. Now, I'm not saying he is a creator. All he simply has done is just taken over companies. He did that with PayPal. He did that with Tesla. He's not really an inventor. He's more of a hustler. He's more of a businessman. He'll sell you a pitch. Are we suckers to take it? We have been so far. But again, goodbye SpaceX. What would that mean for our local economy? Will we see a change in going back to crumbs, going back to struggling? Because again, as of right now, ladies and gentlemen, and this is probably, something that is nationwide, maybe worldwide. There are no jobs here. You could work, but for $8, $10, $12, that's not providing a good quality of life. Again, I blame that on our local politicians. I blame that on them focusing on their pockets instead of our people's pockets and creating opportunity. But goodbye SpaceX. And again, this does not mean that they will leave, by no means. Before somebody calls me and says, "Hey, it was just that they withdrew the application," they're not saying that they're going to leave forever. Well, no, but it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good when they're supposed to, hey man, this is a multi-billion-dollar company. You wouldn't think that they would have their ducks in a row, that they would have everything lined up and said, "Hey, look, here's everything you need. Let us be." Or could it be that they have done their own study, and it seems like if they will cause major damage to our local habitat, to our local environment? But again, we have heard of Elon Musk that he has an idea of creating an underground tunnel for us so he could have his own Boca Chica island. But again, goodbye SpaceX. This is not saying that by them withdrawing the application that they are over and done with. All this means is they got to go back to the drawing boards. Now, how will this affect our local economy moving forward? Probably not much momentarily. If something happens, they'll just take a break, reassess, get back to it. But at the end of the day, what is Brownsville to SpaceX? Are we just like the side girlfriend? Are we the head Sancha, or are we the lady? As of right now, it seems like if we're just second fiddle. And again, we don't expect for them to throw all of their money into Brownsville and say, "Oh, this is gonna make the place." There's a lot of things. We have opposition from the environmentalists. We have opposition maybe geographically. Based on the equator and the way the rockets launch. Maybe it is feasible or a lot more better based on location geographically to launch from Florida. But again, what is Brownsville? Are we the Sancha or are we the first lady to SpaceX and to Papi Musk? And that is the rest of the story. He's the money man. He is the money man. He's the brains behind it. I don't really think of him as an inventor. I just think of him as being hello freaking salesman. Brownsville leadership is like the chef that can't cook and can't present a delicious. Yeah, if you're a skinny chef, don't come at me. But Brownsville leadership is like the chef that can't cook and can't present a delicious plate. You said it, Royal. Hey, Zudi, how's it going? Happy Friday. Hope you had a great day. I saw the Canales kids sending off our Porter Cowboys. Showed some pictures of yesterday's event before they took off for today's game. I hope you have a good Friday. Thanks for tuning in. Good morning, Brownsville. Hey, good morning, Cindy. Say hello to all the beautiful people in the city of Harlingen. Thank you for tuning in. Good morning, Frankie. Have a good day. Saludos también pa. No, you won't catch me so early, but good morning, my man. Have a good Friday. Y un saludo a la familia. Frankie is a two. You're gonna get me banned so early. I just got back. It's a Good Morning Brownsville. First the Cougars, now the $2.14 special. Porter Cowboys play today at 2 p.m. in Corpus Christi. I will try to live stream the show. If not, I will have my friend Julie Morales help me provide the score. If not, my friend Isidro Garcia will be there reporting live. Governor Abbott will be sending migrants in buses to the Washington steps. He says instead of the federal government dropping them off here, let's send them over there. The Masters is back. They'll be going on till Sunday. Major League Baseball is back. The Astros will be opening up April the 25th against the Toronto Blue Jays. The first African-American woman, Jackson, just got nominated to the Supreme Court. She will be taking office in June. And goodbye, SPACEX. Their application for their environmental study was withdrawn because they did not have the environmental study. That does not mean that they will be leaving forever, but that does signify that, hey, you're a multi-billion-dollar company and you couldn't meet your deadline. Something don't look right. Guys, it is 7:38 a.m. Thank you so much for your time and your patience. Hope you have a good weekend. Happy Friday. Les deseo un hermoso día a todo, mi gente. Human being, baby.